Good evening, passengers, and welcome to the DeRailers podcast. Today, our first stop will be the worst movies we've ever seen. So we definitely won't be talking about The Room, because that's a great movie, one of my favorites. In fact, if anyone says it's a bad movie, that's bullshit. It's not a bad movie. It's not. Did you see what I did there? Enjoy the show.
Hey there, everybody, this is Goobs!
I'm Jenny Bean.
And I'm Ripkin.
Welcome to the DeRailers podcast. I switched it up for the old friends of the wrestlers there. Did it up old school style.
I noticed that. Very nice.
It was great. I'll probably just do that from now on.
It was a shout out solely to SomeBuddies of the SomeBuddies Network, which we are proudly part of, and the Strange Sounds Network.
Ooh, sound effects. We have them now with my mouth.
We're on a budget. Mouth sound effects all the way.
We call them mouth effects. Go check out all the great shows on both those great networks. Tons of fun. We're not going to have a lot of fun here tonight, though, folks, to be honest with you. We're talking about shit. Shit piled like 10 feet high. We're talking about the worst movies that we have ever seen.
I kind of like talking about shitty movies, so.
Yeah, see, so now that's the thing. Just to be clear, Jenny Bean is well known for liking shitty movies,
Yeah.
so in her mind, those are the good ones. So
Exactly.
she's going to have a whole different outlook here, maybe, than some.
I had a hard time with this one.
I didn't. I was able to come up with a few. It was tough for me to narrow it down, actually. I was able to, so.
We found this topic about like 5 minutes before we started recording.
Well,
so
that's how we find all of our topics.
I sat outside and I pondered.
little
and
to
I
no
pondered.
research was done.
Yeah.
I mean, Gerald said he loves The Room, and he does. He literally watches it on repeat, so.
But hey, man, that's the thing. This is like pretty subjective, right? Because everybody likes something different, right?
That's right.
So, like,
I have a feeling no one likes the movie I picked.
Probably not.
No, so yours is pretty well.
Well known to be a piece of shit.
Yours is a well-known piece of crap.
I can say my director is well known to be a piece of shit.
Okay, I've got a pretty good idea of who you got going. Now here's the thing with me. I was able to narrow it down to 4.
Oh my god, I couldn't even barely think of one!
I know. Well, you know me. I used to see movies on a weekly basis
That's
with my
true.
dad, and still to this day I'll go with my brother, occasionally my mom. It's a family
Yeah,
thing. It's
you're a
what
big
we do.
movie person,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Big movie buffs. So 2 of my 4 are directed by the same guy, and
no.
that might give it away right there. I don't think it's the same director as you got, Goobs, but he's a pretty well-known director for the occasional piece of crap. So.
Mine produces nothing but crap.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. Jenny Bean, how about some hints? Any hints you can give the passengers on the one that you are, or maybe couple that you did come up with?
I came up with one that I've seen all the way through and didn't like. And I don't know one person who would tell me that this is a good movie, especially if you're a comic book fan.
I swear to God, if you say Daredevil, I'm gonna get
No,
mad.
no, I can appreciate Daredevil. I've seen it about a bazillion times with you. I've gotten over the hate. I like shitty movies. But this one is just bad. To me, I dislike this movie.
Okay. Well, I mean, I got 4.
You go first.
Let me get some of these out of the way. I want to send an honorable mention to a recent movie, which is Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
It wasn't good?
Saw it with my brother, and I won't get into it because I don't want to spoil it. I will just say I was very disappointed.
Aww.
You know, the effects and whatnot are great.
But it has 11 in it.
To be honest, I really wish it didn't, dude. Like, that's part of what ruined it.
I haven't heard good things about it, but...
I mean, when they do finally fight, it's good, I guess, but everything leading up to that is just not good.
But it's not about that. It's about the... monsters!
Well, it should be. That's what I thought, but...
That's what I was trying to do. My
Sound effects.
We didn't give the passengers a warning before that one.
Sorry for people with earphones.
Or ears. In general.
No, if you have earbuds in, it's going to hurt way more than if you
I
just
know.
listen to something in a car.
But think of it,
oh, man,
32
I hope I didn't cause an
volume in the
accident with
car.
someone. Someone's just
Sorry.
driving down like the interstate, all he hears...
Sorry, Officer Goobs did a Rodan.
It's so good, though.
Rogoobs.
So honorable mention to that, but like 2 movies that I saw, went to the theaters, saw, and literally left and immediately forgot about. meaning I couldn't tell you what my favorite part was or what the funniest part was or the best part. It was that bad.
Jersey Girl.
The first one was Wrath of the Titans, the sequel to the Clash of the Titans that they did.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Went and saw it with my dad and literally left afterwards like I don't even remember what I just watched. It was just a hodgepodge of bullshit. And then the other one was one that I saw with my mom, actually, and that was called Rough Night, with Scarlett Johansson, about a bachelorette party just gone horribly wrong, but it was mostly, in my mind, a movie that had just gone horribly wrong. Yeah, those are two.
I myself wouldn't want to say me and my mom just had a rough night.
Right? Yeah, no, yeah. And it turned out to be a really raunchy comedy, too, so it's like, it's definitely not one you want to see.
You're sitting next to your mother's very, Christian woman.
Exactly, she is, yes, she is.
Great lady. Love her, but, it'd be very awkward to sit next to her watching that kind of raunchy comedy.
I love her, too, and sadly it was her idea to see it, so... But yeah, I know, seeing Rough Night with my mom, and again, it was just a terrible comedy, just poorly done.
It was just a rough night.
It was a rough night, a rough movie.
See, if it was a movie filled with dogs, a rough night.
Oh, see, that sounds almost as bad, to be honest with you. My mother redeemed herself recently. She wanted to go see that Yesterday movie about,
Oh, yeah, the Beatles.
I want to see it so bad.
It was wonderful, so I'll give her that one.
The trailer just filled me with joy.
And then also she told me after seeing the movie Slumdog Millionaire, you have to watch Slumdog Millionaire. I was like, no, that looks stupid. And I said that looks stupid for a whole year and a half until I finally watched it. And I was like, damn it. She was right. That was a really good movie.
Should've listened.
Jen didn't see the trailer for Yesterday until about a week ago.
Yeah, he showed me a week ago and I was like, oh, and I couldn't stop smiling. I was so happy. I want to
definitely check it out. Which is funny because it's directed by the exact same guy who did Slumdog Millionaire. Oh my gosh, it all comes full circle. Yeah, Danny Boyle. Great director. Did Trainspotting as well. Talk about a really mixed bag.
Oh shit, eh?
Yeah, really mixed bag for Danny Boyle.
Yeah, the dead baby on the roof thing.
Yeah, and then let's make a movie about the Beatles. But we're not talking about good movies. We're talking about shitty movies. So I got two shitty movies out of the way there that I saw. But let's move on to someone else. People are bored of me. They're like, shut up, Ripken.
Oh, I just had one just pop into my head. Besides the main dish here that we'll talk about in a bit. Last Action Hero.
Oh, no way. Not a fan?
Dude, I hated the shit out of that going to watch that in the theater as a kid. You're expecting like Terminator, all that shit, great action movies. You go and watch that piece of shit and Buddy with a fucking happy smile as an eye. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
I remember that movie.
You're supposed to envision yourself as a kid, living through all these action movies, but I didn't want to be that kid. I'm like, no, this movie's a piece of shit.
Subverted your expectations in a really negative way.
It did. It made me very upset. And the action figures, I got a couple for my birthday. I never paired them with my Ninja Turtles because
they're not cool enough to hang.
They don't deserve to hang with Ninja Turtles.
They don't deserve that spotlight.
No, they got to watch the fights, but I put little blindfolds on them so they couldn't watch.
As a diehard action figure player with her, I get that. I get that completely. I understand that relationship dynamic that you need to have with your action figures. That's strange. I would have thought that would have been right up your alley, though, that kind of campy action. What do you think if you watched it today? Same thing?
I still hate it, just like He-Man. Oh, I should have picked that.
It wasn't that
He-Man was fucking terrible.
No, it had its moments.
He-Man rocking guns. He-Man used
No,
a
I get
sword.
that part was shitty, but it had its moments.
Skeletor, the actor was good. The makeup was trash.
Yeah,
I fucking hated that He-Man movie. That little troll fucker rolling around.
Yeah, it was kind of bad.
He's worse than Orko.
I've never actually seen it, but that's funny because I hear all of that exact same stuff. That Frank Langella, who played Skeletor, was great, but looked terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Courtney Cox debut, I believe, in that movie.
Yeah, she's in it. Yeah.
Didn't know that. Oh.
I don't know if it's her debut, but she's a young.
Yeah, she's
young Cox.
Yeah. And funny thing about that movie is the production company who made it used to work in the adult film industry.
That makes a lot of sense.
That was them making the leap to try different things.
Movies?
Yeah, it was on this Masters, and after that they were planning to do Spider-Man, but unfortunately because
thank God they didn't touch Spider-Man.
that would have been Hilarious.
Well, they probably should have just stuck with porn and did a Spiderman.
So an honorable shout out for Goobs to the Last Action Hero. Jenny Bean, you struggled to think any honorable mentions, or?
I didn't see this movie in theaters, but my dad used to watch it all the time, and I fucking hate it. It's called Where Eagles Dare.
Oh my god.
And it's the most boring fucking war movie I've ever been forced to watch about a bazillion goddamn times in my life.
He watches it like every time we're down there.
My dad fucking loves Where Eagles Dare, and I'm sorry if there's
every Christmas.
Yeah.
He watches it on Christmas Eve for some fucking reason. Like,
most people watch Home Alone.
He just watches it whenever.
It's like they're breaking out of like a war concentration camp or some sort of shit.
I don't even fucking know it's shit though. It's bad.
But he watches it all the fucking time.
I had a couple, like, that I said I would make honorable mentions. I Spit on Your Grave. I fucking didn't make it through that movie. I hate that fucking movie.
It is a hard movie to watch.
That movie's disgusting. What was the other one that...
and the original Hills Have Eyes scene. That was really hard to watch as well.
Hard movie to watch, too. And that fucking shitty remake of Death Note... Not remake, live-action adaptation of Death Note was fucking terrible.
With William Dafoe?
It was... And I love him, so I hate to say it, but it was just a piece of stinking dog poo. And I like stinking dog poo movies usually, but this one... But I'm a stickler for, like, sticking to things, and it was bad.
And you love your anime.
I do.
So...
But it's still not my number one.
Don't mess with the anime.
There's my honorable mentions that I can think of. I'm sure other ones will come to me.
I got one more pretty good story, more of an honorable mention. I remember going in the year 2000 during my weekly trip to the theater with my dad.
You talk about Godzilla again?
I better not be.
No.
Leave Godzilla alone.
That movie should be up there as well.
What, Godzilla 2000?
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't that
We could be heroes.
Just for one day. Oh, wait. Don't forget. Yeah.
I actually did enjoy that song. I had the soundtrack for that movie.
I know. I'm not even gonna lie. I did too.
The worst on the soundtrack was Brain Stew by Green Day. And they would like do the breakdown.
They put the freaking Godzilla noise in the background.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good song, but it didn't need the Godzilla in the background.
They'd have the screeching going on between the breaks and the song. I was like, that's fucking great.
We are deafening a lot of people with this one.
Goobs is deafening a lot of people, not we.
It's a group effort.
Send me hate mail, straight up.
It wasn't Godzilla, funnily enough. This one is definitely a more widely known, hated movie. And it was funny just because me and my dad would have probably... I want to say we were coming out of the movie Frequency, which we actually enjoyed.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. The one with Dennis Quaid and Jim Caviezel where they play father and son and they talk. Yeah. So we like that one. That's not the one I'm getting to. But in a rare case where my father and I did theater jumping after Frequency.
Oh, rebels!
And this is probably why we never did it again.
You were tortured.
Yeah, no, that's karma.
We went and walked in to Battlefield Earth.
I haven't seen this, but I've heard this is a big piece of shit.
John Travolta was alien dreadlocks.
Yes, and Forrest Whitaker as well, also alien dreadlocks.
Oh dear lord!
And so I was 13 at the time in 2000, or going on 13. So I'm watching this. Even at that age, I know this is bad. Like, this is beyond bad. This is overacting to, like, John Travolta was so terrible. Like, oh man. So over the top, and like I didn't understand anything that was going on, like in the storyline, because it's all about like Scientology or some shit or
some fucking shit. Yeah.
All around Hubbard's coming down.
He's the guy who like wrote the book that the movie is based on, or something, and that's why John Travolta did it. This was a huge passion project for John Travolta. Like, he wanted to do this movie.
Surprised he wasn't playing opposite Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I know, really. Like, even Tom Cruise was probably like, no, this looks terrible. But yeah, I can't believe that Travolta wanted to do it, because if you watch it and watch his acting, it definitely seems like it's so over the top that it's like, there's no way he's dedicated to it. It's like, here's our one wrestling reference for this one. If you ever watched the match between Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels, that Shawn Michaels didn't want to lose but had to lose, he's so over the top in that match that it's like, he's not invested in it. How he's overselling everything, that's John Travolta.
Flying over turnbuckles and all sorts of shit.
Yes! Yeah! John Travolta is physically flying over turnbuckles and doing unnecessary flops in Battlefield Earth.
Speaking of flops,
It did win a bunch of Razzies and whatnot, which of course are the awards for the worst movies of the year. So, so I remember that was it. And you were right, Goobs. Punishment, clear punishment. Don't theater hop, people. You might end up walking into a movie like Battlefield Earth, man. So who wants to, does anyone just want to jump into it? Worst movie they've ever seen? I've got my honorable mentions out of the way.
I'll jump in right now.
You're going to go first, because I think we've already narrowed down your director, so please go ahead, Goobs. What is the worst movie you've ever seen?
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead by the great director...
You been.
Uwe Boll?
Uwe Boll.
More like, a bowel
The
movement.
ruiner of all our video game dreams.
Back in the day, like, that was during the hype of zombie movies, man.
Yeah.
We got Dawn of the Dead coming out. We got fucking a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, we're in the hype of, like, a good, like, horror movie, like, reconstruction. And I was like, yes! I love video games, so I'm like, yeah, let's go see this great, like, video game
House
movie.
of the Dead is a fucking fun video
House
game.
of the Dead is great. Like,
And it
it's
could
a
make a
shooter,
good movie,
he
like-
knocks zombies off, and there's a storyline throughout the whole game. It's absolutely great. They did one a House of the Dead Overkill, I think it's called, on the Wii. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's
like,
tons of fun.
it's like a grindhouse movie you're playing through. It's tons of fun. I highly recommend playing that game. And this was not that. This was absolutely fucking terrible. We're like, what are we watching right now? Like, the gore wasn't good. Nothing was really good. Nothing was redeeming. The acting was absolutely next to dog shit. The directing, the cutscenes, everything was absolutely terrible in this. I'd rather get circumcised than watch this movie. Circumcised again.
He incorporated scenes from the game into the movie, which is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, no, it makes no sense at all.
Like, just random clips of the game out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, it was quite off-putting.
I think at one point you even see like a reload thing pop up on screen.
This might have passed if it was like a ride at an amusement park. Like one of those ones you drive through and shoot the guns at.
But yeah, no, it was just not good.
Then he's made multiple atrocities.
That was not his first soiree into video game horror.
Blood Rain. Postal.
He also did Alone in the Dark.
Terrible.
I think he started a GoFundMe recently that didn't really go anywhere either.
Yeah, and he got really mad at everyone.
Yeah, which is funny because you'd think that with people like Tommy Wiseau these days who have this cult following, that he would actually be able to get some sort of momentum.
Yeah, but he's like heartwarming. U-Balch is a piece of shit. And he's like, he yells at people all the time.
It's his
like,
attitude. Like, I won't even give his shitty movies a chance. Because, again,
he's toxic,
I
man.
like shitty movies, but he's just a jerk.
That's next level shitty.
You shouldn't yell at people who are giving you money.
If Jenny hates your movies, that's like something altogether different.
Universally hated. Uwe Boll. Uwe Boll. You ate bowl.
He should eat a bowl.
Bowl of poop.
Yeah, eat a bowl of steaming shit. Oh man, there's a bunch of bad movies on this list. Anger of the Dead? Anger of the Dead. That's the worst title I've ever heard for a zombie movie.
What a great filmography. And a great choice. House of the Dead. Worst movie ever seen by Goobs. I have a feeling Jenny Bean has a good one, seeing as she said it's a superhero movie. So
It's something.
It better not have Ben Stiller in it.
I'll go first because again I got one that I think is pretty widely known. I feel like Jenny Bean's might shock people.
No, mine's blatantly fucking hated by everybody.
We'll see.
Damn well better be.
So mine is by the director M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan Ding Dong.
And as much as I hated The Happening for what it was, the one I hated even more than The Happening, guys, and the worst movie I think I've ever seen, is The Village.
I almost picked that one too because we saw it in theaters.
Yes,
I think,
we did.
and I was like really
The
debating
drive-in.
whether I was going to put that on my list or not because I was super disappointed with that movie. But
Oh, I should have said X-Files 2 to set Jenny off.
No, X-Files 2 was not good. The first X-Files movie was fucking awesome.
Even if I did hate the X-Files, I would never do that to Jenny Bean. I would never shed that light on the
That's
X-Files. I believe. Thank you. Mouth effects! Yes, I went and saw The Village with my dad, and, like, the trailers made this look
so good.
So great. Like, it was gonna be this, and, like, I didn't care if it didn't have a twist.
What's the twist?
Because that's what M. Night had, built the reputation with The Sixth Sense and then Unbreakable after. People expected these twists out of him, and I think he knew that, which is unfortunate. It put a lot of pressure on him.
I see dead trees.
Yes, but unfortunately, he saw a bad twist. He saw a bad movie. The Village trailers made it seem like these monsters were terrorizing this little pioneer-like village in the woods that these people couldn't leave. They couldn't go past a certain point in the trees because of these vicious-looking monsters. And then the movie came out.
Spoilers, man.
Come on, man. Sorry. All right. Sorry. You're right. You're right. He's right.
Some people might be waiting for it to come out on 4K.
He's right. I'm so sorry. Spoilers for The Village after I've already given away half the plot. So they go, and then it turns out that these monsters aren't real. None of it's real. They're not even living in this pioneer time. It's modern time. They sent a blind girl out into the woods. Like, that infuriated me enough. Like, a terrible twist. Like, a lot of people argue that it is good. Even my dad loved it. Like, my dad left being like, that was great. And I remember arguing with him that whole ride home. Like, that was terrible. Like,
pull over, Dad. We're getting the fuck out of the car.
I liked it up until about, like, the last half an hour. Like, I liked it all up until that bullshit twisty part that it was all stupid. Like, but up until that point, it was good.
I felt it was slow. I felt it was taking too long to even introduce these monsters that they had already introduced in the trailer. So, yeah, I was already getting a little frustrated with it from the get-go, and then to find out none of it was all fake, and they were going around wearing costumes, and then I was not happy. Yeah, the whole argument with my dad about how bad it was, and him saying it was good, and then I remember up to the day when he brought it home, bought it on DVD, being mad at him for bringing it into our house.
Waste your money on this shit.
And I remember looking at him being like, "You're serious? You actually enjoyed this?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, and maybe he was like you, Jenny Bean. Maybe because I know the ending got to him still, but maybe it was probably enough that he enjoyed the first bit of it, that he was able to get past that ending. But I was so mad. It was the first time I really felt like a trailer had lied to me.
Yeah, for sure. Totally deceived. Like, I'll give you that.
Yeah, and I felt so betrayed. It's like Hollywood knew that they had made something, and they were like, oh man, we really got to sell this as something different than what it is. And,
yeah, oh shit.
Whoa, damn you, Hollywood. You got me. You got my $15. Well, my dad's $15. Yeah. And you
guys probably snuck into that movie, so.
Nope, that was just
They learned their lesson, Goobs.
Thank God Battlefield Earth did not get my dad's $15. Oh, good lord. What if they had made a sequel just because they're like, ooh, we made that extra $30 we needed to make that sequel we really wanted to do.
Oh, God.
Tell John Travolta he'll be ecstatic. Yeah, so The Village, guys, is mine. And I want to know what everyone thinks of The Village, because like I said, I've heard people argue that it is good, and you know what? I could probably see the appeal where some people would like it. Guess what? I'm staring at it in my DVD collection right now, because my DVD collection was my father's DVD collection, and I guess I couldn't even bring myself to get rid of it.
The Village.
Fucking thing is still sitting right there. God damn it!
Just watch like the first hour and then turn it off, and you'll be okay.
I'm on my way, Deja Vu Discs.
I'm coming.
Used DVD store extraordinaire. I want that store credit of $3. They're at least more generous than EB Games, I'll give them that. But that's mine, The Village. M. Night, I'm sorry, I do love him, and he's made great movies. I love The Sixth Sense, I love Unbreakable. I even liked that Glass, which a lot of people would probably argue was worse than The Village. But I liked it. I liked Glass, and so...
Since you mentioned Sixth Sense, can I tell you this funny joke that I heard the other day?
Please.
What does The Sixth Sense and Titanic have in common?
What?
Icy dead people.
Icy dead people. I like that.
Oh my gosh, if we had a studio audience, they would be actually legitimately cracking up right now. Like, that was good. It's a good one. I like that. Yeah, there are certainly a lot of icy dead people in that Titanic movie.
I'm trying to remember the name of that shitty movie I watched on Netflix. But the people in prison.
Oh.
And they're like Nazis and going
Oh,
on.
I don't remember.
It
what
had
it's
a
called.
lot of like iconic horror characters in it.
You watched
Fuck.
it when I wasn't here, but you
Yeah,
told
no.
me about it. Oh,
And it was like a train wreck, man. I wish I could remember the fucking name of it. It was absolutely terrible the whole fucking way
I
down.
remember being like, "How's your movie?" And it was like 20 minutes in. He's like, "This is awful, but it's so bad I can't stop watching it because I need to see if it gets any better."
And there was like a shower scene of a girl like talking to a dude for 10 minutes, or her tits were just there. It was like, it's like, what the fuck is this even for right now?
Like that's a
It's for us. It's for the viewer.
Yeah, but they weren't even good ones. Like,
Oh, shame. That's funny because you were selling it as something that sounded really awesome at first. You were like, it's a prison movie where these horror guys and Nazis.
yeah. Well, we thought it was gonna be awesome because it was
Yeah.
like a horror prison movie.
it was like a prison, like, it was,
It
like
was
the
almost
worst,
like the
the
Village
worst are in.
trailer. Like the description totally lied.
Yeah, some guy got shot and he has like supernatural powers for some fucking reason. Like, what the hell is going? I had Kane Hodder in, the guy who played Jason.
And the dude in, what's that other Hatchet.
Hatchet.
Hatchet!
Oh, maybe if I look up Kane Hodder, I can find that movie out.
Okay. Well, while you do that, we
You
can
go with yours.
Okay.
The worst movie Jenny Bean has ever seen.
I'm going with fucking Catwoman with Halle Berry. This movie is garbage. So I love comic books, okay? I liked Batman. I even like Batman and Robin. I don't give a fuck what people say. But I was excited for like, I always liked Catwoman as a character, so I was all excited. Yeah. No.
Then the movie happened.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Doesn't follow the fucking story. I'm a stickler for like following the story. The costume was just totally fucking terrible and like degrading, disgusting. The acting was fucking terrible. The whole thing was just a fucking train wreck piece of shit. I hated it.
She was definitely no Michelle Pfeiffer.
No, and I mean like yeah, she's good, but not in that. I really didn't like that movie.
I didn't even piece it together.
Michelle Pfeiffer's my Catwoman.
Oh, definitely.
My Catwoman is the animated series.
And you know what? Props to Halle Berry because she won the Razzie as well.
Yeah.
She took it like a champ.
Yeah, went up and accepted it and
Yeah.
said, basically apologized. And,
Sorry.
yeah, so she owned it. So props to her for at least owning it. But yeah, I didn't even piece that together. But yeah, you're right.
She
Catwoman.
sucked. Yeah, that and like I said, it wasn't even her fault. Like she's a good actress in many other movies. Just that was not meant for her, and the director wasn't good. Whatever, it just all didn't mesh together. It could have been good, but it really was a train wreck. It was
Should have
horrible.
Kevin Smith done it. He
No.
would have did good.
I didn't picture him doing comic book movies.
He almost got to work with Nick Cage's Superman. Very close.
Yeah,
Very
I know,
close.
weird.
That movie I was talking about was called Death House.
There we go. Death
Avoid
House.
it at all costs, or claws if you're Catwoman.
Definitely Catwoman for sure. They changed her name and everything. Like
Yeah.
she was, yeah.
Yeah, like everything was. That's what I mean. The whole mythos was gone. Like I don't know. They didn't stick to any of it. She worked for like a fucking cosmetics company or some bullshit. Like no, bitch. The fuck?
It was like some cat god that like brought her back to life or some shit. Like yeah.
Yeah, some random fucking. Yeah, it was just terrible, man.
She comes back like the guy's doing like a hairball. Peeks her out.
That this movie gets 5 hairballs out of 5 for sure. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say in regards to Batman and Robin, which a lot of people would definitely, yes, argue that is a bad one.
Yeah, a lot of people put it on a shitty movie list.
I wouldn't. I mean, maybe now if I did a list, but I remember going to see Batman and Robin as a kid and leaving the theater ecstatic.
like I remember
was
fucking
yeah.
loving it. Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, that was awesome. I was a kid at the time, but obviously, yeah, I watch it today and I'm like, okay, this is silly, and George Clooney is a terrible, terrible person.
You know who wouldn't have a movie on this list?
Who's that?
Keanu Reeves.
You're damn right.
Well,
Shout out to Keanu Reeves,
We
the
love
greatest
you,
actor
Keanu.
in history. We showed our son actually last weekend.
we did.
Speed.
Oh yeah, what do you think?
He fucking.
He was
loved
on the
it.
edge of his fucking seat.
He loved it. He said he's gonna watch it like 100 times.
Good call.
Loved
During
it.
the elevator scene, like when it first kicks off, he's like, I don't know if I'm gonna go in the elevator again, guys.
This is why I'm scared of elevators now.
And he's sitting on the edge of the couch, like watching the TV, and then like
So into it.
That's awesome.
once it stopped, because we totally forgot about the guy getting stabbed in the ear with a screwdriver
we're like,
at the
Yeah.
beginning.
I was gonna say, if anything, I don't trust people with screwdrivers. Fuck elevators. Like,
Totally forgot about that, right? And then I'm like,
But during the bus scene, like, he was sitting on the edge of the couch again, and, like,
So
he's ready for them to shoot over the... And as soon as they land, he's like, yeah! He's, like, celebrating how happy, like,
it was the cutest thing
everyone
ever.
was to make it. Yeah, he absolutely loved it. I can't wait to show him Point Break.
And he's like, they can't slow down, Mom. They can't slow
They
down,
gotta go
Mom.
50, like, every time it goes down, they're slowing down! They're slowing down! Like, I wish I was that age again to enjoy that movie, because,
Like through the eyes of a child, yeah. Because they don't get, like,
there is genuine adrenaline rushing through his veins right now.
He loved it, man. Yeah, it was good. I think Point Break would be a good one to show him. I think he'd like that. The original, not the shitty remake.
And then also going back to, bad movies, which actually I didn't think were that bad when I first saw them. I went out and bought Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Oh, no.
Hey, man, I dug it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I like shitty movies, so I don't hate it.
Willem Dafoe.
Yep, I don't hate it.
Keanu may have knew better, but Willem Dafoe did not.
He did good.
Yeah, he certainly did, as the leech-loving crazy guy who hijacked the slowest of all
Speedster ever.
of all vehicles to call speed. Hilarious.
They should have made it like Sandra Bullock got to go back in time and, like, land on the Titanic.
Oh, that would have been great. That's probably what they were aiming for. I bet that was probably like their first storyline, and they're like, why don't we just make it a boat in the present? And then the writer was like, oh, I guess.
Bill and Bullock's wild adventure. Whoa, iceberg straight ahead.
Whoa.
Well, let's reach into my box.
Time for the random box, random time.
If you could pick one, which body part would you make detachable and why?
I'm gonna straight up, I'll start this off right now. My nose. I work in a factory with like fucking 500 people on shift at one time. Maybe not 500, but like 300 people. And people use the bathroom constantly. So if you have to go piss, you're smelling like at least like 10 people's shit.
Ew!
I want to be able to take my nose off.
So you could just put it in your pocket?
No, leave it in my locker.
I don't know if that would be much better.
No, my locker's far away from the shit crystals. And like, every time you go in there, it's just
It
like...
smells like shit, yeah.
And you hear guys just like...
Ew, who
Like,
does that in public?
A lot of people, let me tell you.
Ew.
Especially like after breaking, like you go in there, there'll be the guy trying to hide during work, and you gotta
Yeah, on
piss
his
during
phone.
what you're doing. Yeah, you hear like movies going here. It's like, yo, man, it just smells like shit constantly. And when you get like a whole line of people pooping, it's the fucking worst. I absolutely hate it. And like, I look at the guy next to me, I'm like,
This is blowing my mind that people all just go and take shits together.
yes, there's about fucking 14 stalls, like, side by side.
And how
Sometimes
many are
they're all
shitting at
full.
once?
Sometimes 14 people.
Oh my god, yeah, because you have urinals too. 'cause
I've
you're
never seen,
guys.
like, less than 5.
Oh my god.
And, like, there's always someone in there taking a rural dump, and, like, you hear all sorts of noises. Like, I know people gotta poop, but, like,
Do it at home.
yeah, I don't poop at work. I try not to unless there's an
An
emergency.
emergency, yeah.
People, like, they tell me stories of making nests of toilet paper on the seat, and, like, no, I just rather not deal with that. I'd rather take my nose off and just stick it in my locker and, like, put some nice smelling, like, stuff around it so it doesn't fucking have to smell the horrors I've had to smell on a daily basis for the last 11 years of my life.
I feel like I should do this to deal with the horrors that I have to deal with on the nightly basis.
No,
with
this
my
is
life.
nothing compared to what you have to deal with. That's 12 of me.
Oh, fuck that.
You can taste it through your mouth.
It's disgusting.
You have a car freshener in your locker, so you just
Fucking, yeah.
put your nose in there, and it always smells like lavender or some shit.
You have the clip that you stick on your vent. You stick it on your nose.
Get up your nostrils. Oh yeah, new car, baby. Let those farts rain, boys. All I got is new car.
I can still taste it in my mouth, though. Yeah, I'm definitely going with nose. Take it off, Michael Jackson style.
Ooh, I thought of one. On my eye. So I can leave it places. It can be like, watch things for me and transmit it
Like
to
Mad
my
Eye
brain.
Moody?
Yeah, you got it. And I can wear a bitchin' eye patch when it's off. But then when it's on, it looks normal. Like, it looks like a normal, no one knows. It's not like a shitty good
Can
pink
I
eye.
borrow it to see who's making the serious stinks?
I don't want to get the fucking poos trailer.
Oh, you get pink
I'm
eye.
gonna see, yeah, and I'm gonna have to see the poo. I'm gonna have to see the person taking the shit and then call you and tell you who it is. Yo, fuck that. I don't want no pink eye.
You know, it's a pretty well-known strategy, Goobs, that in places where you work and I work, because we work in similar places, that, like, guys do that intentionally during work hours, so they know that they're getting paid, basically, to shit.
That's
Yes.
so gross, though.
It's
They
true, though.
love it.
Like, you get guys who will straight up tell you, like, yo, don't go shit on break. Shit on their time. You don't
Yeah.
shit on your own time. You shit on their time. You get paid to shit. And I'm sorry to keep saying shit, but it's true. Like, I know a number of people
Same here.
who vouch for this strategy, like, and will avoid shitting at home, knowing that they can go to work and get paid to shit.
This is ridiculous.
All you hear is phones going off. You hear
This
people
is like the
watching
male,
video.
my peek into the male world here. Jesus.
Oh, it's terrible.
That's why women's washrooms are, like, universally known for being nicer and cleaner. That's because guys don't give a shit, and the
yeah,
people
like
cleaning
the
those
odd time there's
washrooms.
a girl taking a dumper.
Guys give a
but,
lot
like,
of shits.
But sometimes, like, it's an emergency poop, I think, always, for girls. I don't think people, like, go and just, like, I'm gonna shit
Well,
today.
would
they
have
call
to
me
be.
a
I
girl,
hope so.
'cause that's the only way I poop at work. Is
No, I'm, dude, and it's the only time I go to the bathroom at all in public is if it's an emergency. I don't want to smell no dirty vagina.
Oh, shit. I should just take my anus out and leave it in the toilet.
So then it's always shitting?
It just...
So I think you still need your intestines and whatnot for that to work. Like, so I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is where potentially both of you have you've missed an opportunity. I'm gonna remove my entire head.
Ooh, I like this.
All right, like, because for all the same reasons, pretty much. I can lift it up and see things. I can put it in my locker if I have to go to the washroom. I mean, I know I probably won't be able to see where I'm going, but you know, I'll feel around.
I like it.
Is that legal to remove your whole head?
For sure, it's a
Why not?
body part. Did it just say body part?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm taking my head off, and like, imagine people walking past your locker. Just, hey, what the fuck? What was it?
Someone's trying to, like, break in and you bite their fingers?
Like, you'd kill it for magic shows and Halloween. Like,
Yeah,
Halloween,
man.
you're legit just walking around with your own head. Like,
Headless horseman.
exactly. Nearly headless Nick.
You have to get a horse, though. Could you ride a horse, though?
Me? You know I wouldn't ride a horse. We all know I wouldn't ride a horse. I'm pretty sure I've discussed my distaste for riding horses. Horses can't be trusted, bro.
Oh, dude, you can go as Naysay.
Da-da-da.
New episode coming soon, probably, maybe. I don't know, I'm just saying that.
Thank you for joining us, passengers. We hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane of all the worst movies that you can imagine. Man, there were some bad ones, but not The Room. The Room is great. It's my favorite. I hope you all had a great trip. What's the worst movie you've ever seen? Let us know, and then rate us 5 stars right afterwards. That'd be great. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter. I am Ripkin at RipkinWN.
I'm Goobs at GoobsWN.
And you can follow the show at the DeRailers.
You can follow the SomeBuddies Network at SomeBuddiesNet. You can also follow the Strange Sounds Network at _Strange Sounds.
Ooh.
Mouthfix.
Facts.
If you want to support the show, you go to www.tpublic.com/user/DeRailers podcast and put one of our great t-shirts on one of your great chests.
Everyone has a great chest, and it looks even better with a t-shirt on it.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Stay clothed, people.
This podcast is part of the SomeBuddies Network. You're never alone when you've got some buddies.
This was a Strange Sounds.
Strange sounds.
Strange Sounds Network. Production.
My name is Patsy the Angry Nerd, lover of sharks and science.
This is Ashes Von Nightmare, the mistress of Merlot and real housewife of Transylvania.
And I'm Agent Nicole, the Ironborn and Goddess of Giggles. Join us each and every Thursday as we discuss all the characters you love and love to hate.
That's right. We go in-depth in our discussions of origins, the things that make them unique, and their contribution to pop culture and society.
We also incorporate them into battles that showcase their skills and talents. All this, plus Patsy's Science Fact, the Von Nightmare Vineyard Wine Recommendations, Agent Nicole Files, and more each week on Throwdown Thursday. Be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at TD Thursday Pod. And we will see you next Thursday.
I'm Jay.
I'm Bob.
And I'm Corey.
We are the Cretans Guild.
We're a trio of man-children whose friendship predates The Lion King, Green Day's Dookie, the N64, and the Chunnel.
We have backgrounds working in television, video games, radio broadcasting, creative writing, and pizza delivery. That's a large cheese, right?
On our podcast, Nerd or Not, you'll hear us talk about board games, TV, movies, comics, collectibles, video games, wrestling, theme parks. We even did a segment on f***ing pizza.
So check and listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. And check out our socials on Twitter and Instagram under Cretans Guild.
Welcome to the Guild.
You can find me on Twitter at It's B-Rob. That's ITSBROB. If you want to talk professional wrestling and other general shenanigans, that's the place you do it. I also host a podcast called the Random Ramblers with Rob podcast. And you can follow the show on Twitter also at 3R Show. You can go to randomrobcast.com for different ways that you can help the show grow and be something bigger than itself. And also, finally, you can find me on Instagram while I walk the hollowed halls of Walmart and get into plenty of shenanigans. Hopefully soon I'll be coming with some high quality equipment and doing some interviews in that motherfucker and harassing the shit out of people and probably maybe going to jail. Subscribe to my Patreon, motherfucker.
Don't forget, Automan, you promised to take me to the Noiseland Video Arcade this weekend.
No can do, Bart dude. I gotta follow the Best Darn Diddly Review Show on tour. Diddle-diddle-diddle.
That's not how podcasts work.
Huh?
All you have to do to listen to the Best Darn Diddly Review Show is follow them anywhere you can listen to podcasts or visit them at bestdarndiddly.com.
Whoa, you just totally blew my mind, man. I'll get right on that.
Otto, I think the bus engine's smoking.
Yeah, the engine.
Remember, if you don't follow the Best Darn Diddly Review Show, you can eat my shorts.
Food. Whoa, think I got the munchies.
Greetings, heathens and harlots. I'm Crumb, and I host the Casual Sex with Crumb Show, the least discreet podcast on the web, bringing the world sex positivity, kink, adult news, and ample chatter about butt stuff. I'm here to educate and watch porn. If this sounds appealing, find me at casualsexwithcrumb.com and on all major podcast platforms. I hope to slide between your ears soon, and in the meantime, if you can't be good at it.
I'm Player 1 Toby.
And I am Player 2 Goose.
And we are the Secret Levels Podcast.
We are a very short, fast, and funny podcast about the classic video games that you love and some newer ones. We slam through them one episode at a time. We try to keep it within the 30-minute limit and keep you that fast and funny, which we only deliver, folks.
And we're going to touch on games from all different types of systems, from Nintendo to Sega to PlayStation.
We're doing from 1942 to Zelda, because we're not counting numbers. Everything's a part of the alphabet here on this show.
So check out our show on all the major podcasting platforms and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Levels Pod.
Do that or get a game over, folks.
Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 4,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 110 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at powerslam.tv.